Diana. Welcome back to Christy's Beautiful Life in her 30 Days of Sketches. Today is day 13 and it is a sketch by Erin Dallas, and it is a double page layout. And I was a little nervous at first. I'm trying to quickly and efficiently and creatively get through each day of this. I have skipped a couple days. I hope to come back to them. And with a double page, I knew it was going to be a little bit more work, but I don't think this one is. It uses just little bits of things, you know, papers and some embellishments, and it packs a big punch. So I have pictures of my daughter's, it was her white coat ceremony for pharmacy school. I've done a layout, one layout already with some pictures. I've got some different pictures here. I plan on using the program. Erin has a spot for like a brochure, memorabilia. I don't often put those in, but unfortunately we left it in my mom's car, and so we will be getting that back, but I'm laying this in representation of that. I know I'm going to overlay this photo on top. There's a lot of dead space right here, so rather than hers, she put hers underneath, mine will be on top, and that's a perfect way to use a sketch. I am trying to figure out exactly, I'm not sure if I'm going to put my title here. In fact, here, let me show the papers I'm going to use. Now, we used to have like local scrapbook stores that would have these fun. She goes to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. They are the Badgers. I have all these are the fun papers I have. And I kind of think and again, here's a lot of dead space. I might cut this down a little bit more than the 8x10. I can frame it. There's a little funky discoloration on the side. Not sure how I'm going to trim that down, but this is a possible for one of the titles, and I will run it across the top rather than down the side. So that's one option. And then I think I want to use this paper for the diagonals. And then I might use, I don't know how this is going to look, this for the vertical over on the side where she has her title. I do have some stickers, some round stickers. I might layer those in. I'm not sure. I'd like to do some kind of a cluster of embellishments. Haven't picked out any other things, but let's get scrapping. I really like this sketch. It worked perfectly for these pictures. And like I said before, I was a little intimidated, or I was a little afraid of it, or I don't know. Sometimes I put too much thought into things. So I did trim just the Wisconsin part off. I'm going to use that for my title. I trim down the photo to 8x8, so I didn't take anything off the sides. And it fits pretty darn well that way. And I actually did backwards of what I said I was going to do. Oop, I'm going to trim a little bit down. I thought I was going to leave just a little bit of red to make it kind of pop off the black, but there's not that much room up there. So I think I end up trimming off maybe I don't end up turning off the black. I was getting a feel for how big is that, because I'm going to put the white Wisconsin paper opposite the big Wisconsin title, and that's because it's in white, if that makes sense. So I went with white for horizontals. The red will be vertical. And I really like the way this turns out. When I first was looking at the papers and figuring out what to do, I was going to use white for the background. But the black looks perfect. And everything falls into place nicely. So here's the red Badger paper. And I trimmed that down, and I think it's the same. Oh, maybe it made it a little bit skinnier than what the horizontals are going, but not much. And then I just lay it out to make sure it looks right. I do trim that down. It's going to stay 4 inches wide, but that picture will be 5 inches tall instead of 6 that it is. And then layering everything. Then I go off camera, I believe, and I will stamp some things. The ink I use is Catherine Pooler Midnight. That's the black. And that frame that I have stamped on the right hand side there is, they're all close to my heart. True Friends D1406. Let's see. I have some photo corners that you're going to see in a moment, and that is off Adorning Corners D1322. And there are some flourishes that I fussy cut out after I stamped them, and it's D1217 Free Spirit. And I used my ATG to get them all glued down. I was debating whether I should overlap that picture on the top and the bottom, but I liked a little bit of a black on top of it. Those are the photo corners. I think I would call them photo corners. Adorning corners, is that what I said? Yeah, adorning corners. There's a whole bunch of different ones, but I like that. The kind of the scripty one. And I had done another page with her white coat ceremony, and I had, it has some swirls. It was the Cricut used a pen to make some swirls, so I thought that was perfect. And that was really my jumping off point. That was my idea. That gave me the idea to look for something like that, like those photo corners, and the swirl as well. And then once I look at the sketch again, I'll see that she overlapped the photos over those horizontal strips. And so then the photo on top goes up a little bit higher, and the photo on the bottom goes down a little bit higher, slower. So then I'm able to take that vertical photo that I trimmed down a little bit and move it over to the right, so it won't overlap Eliza's face in the bottom photo. And then it doesn't overlap the what's going to be the program. I'm not positive that program is going to fit on that little white piece of paper, but it's going to be somewhat close. And if I have to, hopefully I can get it to go under that photo there. In this sketch, there are two places that might be either subtitles or some journaling. I opted to put the frame to the right of that middle picture. And then I found these, there's two, I had red enamel knots, but what I really wanted was more of the gems, the a little bit of sparkle. So I had just enough to put one on each three corners of the photo corners, and then each end of the frame, the four ends of the frame. So and then I used all those gems up. It was perfect. It was meant to be. I was super excited. And they fit just right into those the photo corners and that. If I had to use the enamel dots, they would have been a lot bigger, and I don't think they would have looked exactly right. So I was very pleased with the way that turned out. I do glue the flourishes down. I don't put a lot of adhesive on there. They're secure, but again, if I have to move something because of the pamphlet or the program, I didn't want it to glue down too terribly hard. I started off with a bigger sticker. I wanted to see some of the flourish, so I did go with the littler sticker. I think it looks perfect. I really like the way this turned out. And it didn't need to be that cluttered. There's a lot going on already, so I just stick with that, and that's about it. So check out the playlist below. Thank you for sticking with me till the end, and I will see you again soon.